Today, we have a very special guest on Brew and Banter, Yokev, right? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yocheved.
Yokev. Wait, say it
Or
again.
Kim. Kim's the English version.
Okay.
Yocheved.
And I guess tell me a little bit about everything that you've done and how you've been a pioneer, female pioneer in the entrepreneurial world.
First of all, thank you so much for having me. You have been a supporter of the work that we've been doing since the start, really. Like, how many times have you been to Israel to
Like,
volunteer?
like 11 times. I had an A2 visa, so I was there for a year and a half at one point. And then
Amazing.
every week I got addicted with volunteering at Sorel and
Just
literally
kept
living at army bases like all the time. And I only had Shabbat to like actually enjoy like, Israel. Because when you're in an army base, you can't leave.
Exactly, exactly. So I'm so glad that we're finally doing this because you've been such a supporter of our work really since the start. It's been quite a journey for those who don't know. I founded and am now the CEO of Sword of Iron Israel Volunteer Corps. We are a nonprofit that started as a Facebook group that
Yep.
centralizes all volunteering efforts in Israel since October 7th. And we focus on bridging the gaps between communities globally through shared values. Really, everything is centralized and focused around strengthening the state of Israel and the Jewish people through volunteerism. And it's just been quite a journey over the last year and a half. We're actually almost at 2 years, which is crazy to think that we've been, first of all, operating for almost 2 years, and second of all, in a war for almost 2 years. But here we are, and this is where we're at. So it's really just been such an amazing, inspirational, and purpose-driven journey I've been on for the last year and a half. And before October 7th, I was living in Dallas, Texas, actually working in roofing.
I remember that.
Yeah, quite literally in the middle of the Texas summer heat, going door to door, knocking, literally door knocking, trying to check people's homes for hail damage and climbing on their roof.
Hey, that's important. That's really important stuff.
It is, it is, it is. And now I'm doing something that is bringing me much more meaning. And so it's really just been an unbelievable journey. And I never imagined that this is where I would be, but here we are.
Amazing. I remember I met you in the first time I met you was in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
and it kind of had to be like a speakeasy type of thing because safety and just
Hmm.
anti-Semitism is on the rise. It still is on the rise, especially here in New York. I have definitely felt stronger, like, urge to go back to Israel because I feel safer there, which is strange to say to people because a lot of people always like to think that they're like, wait, you want to go into a place that is like in the middle of a war with five countries that are trying to literally kill you? And I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna be stabbed crossing 57th Street here in New York
Yeah.
by some
Yeah.
random deranged person.
Yeah. It's so funny. It's so funny because people all the time say to me, "You're really like you're not scared to be in Israel. You're not nervous. You're not this. You're not that." And I'm like, "Really? Really? Can we talk about what happens? Can we talk about the crime rates in America? Can we talk about the crime rates in the UK? You're scared to be in Israel because this is going to be hilarious to say, and I can't believe that these words are coming out of my mouth. But you're scared to be in Israel because a couple rockets or missiles come, and unfortunately, a situation. It's just so funny because people get so nervous to be in Israel or from around the world. Like they always ask me, "Is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe?" And I'm like, "Listen, the chances of something actually happening to you while you're in Israel compared to walking through the streets of the inner city in America doesn't even begin to compare. Doesn't even begin to compare. I can walk home from my friend's house at 2 o'clock in the morning in Tel Aviv by myself and feel totally safe. And I don't feel safe leaving my own house at 9 o'clock at night in the States. So it's like, let's talk about the crime rates. Let's talk about the chances of what's actually. Let's talk about the crime rates and the chances that something will actually happen to you outside of Israel compared to inside of Israel. It's not the same. You can't compare it. And I know that we have missiles and rockets, and we are a tiny country compared to all the countries that surround us that really don't want us to exist.
Well, what's interesting, I always tell people because I love Israel, and that is like my heart, my soul, like everything, my being. My mom thinks I'm crazy for like, oh, I always wear my kippah. I'm very proudly Jewish. I have my Israeli flag. I have multiples in different sizes, and I live in New York, and I'm making Aliyah.
Woohoo! Yes, let's go.
It was kind of paused because of everything that was going on with flights being canceled and not canceled and so on and so forth. But my mom, she lives in Florida and she's Jewish. And of course, like every mother, like she's always concerned. My mother hates New York City. She thinks New York City is filled with crazy people, which I'm like, yeah, you're not incorrect on that, but it's like, and she's like, why do you wear your kippah, your Star of David? Like, you walk around with the Israeli flag, like, you're not in Israel. Like, and I'm like, but you know what? I'm proudly Jewish, and if anything, all the rise in anti Semitism in the US has forced me to even want to be more Jewish. And
All kavod.
I'm
I
not.
could go on a rant about this. I could totally go on a rant about this. We cannot be hiding our Jewish identity. We cannot. The second that we start hiding our Jewish identity in the streets is the second that we're going back to the times of the Holocaust. And I'm not going back there.
Nope.
And I don't want our future generations to have to be dealing with this and be going back there. And I think that it's our responsibility as Jews around the world to be fighting for the right for Jews to exist outside of Israel, the same way that the IDF are fighting inside of Israel for the state of Israel.
Yes.
Jews
And
around the world
also,
need to be fighting.
and also Western democracy.
Yes,
With
it's not just Israel and Jews. It's also it's also just for Western civilization. It's also to keep the Judeo-Christian values that we grew up in.
Yeah, yeah.
It's to keep some sense of normality.
And I always tell people, because everyone's like, is everyone in Israel? Well, first off, I tell people Israel is literally like the size of New Jersey. Let's start there. And quite honestly, like I live on the Hudson River, I literally look at New Jersey outside my window.
No way.
And I'm like, if missiles were to fly from New Jersey to Manhattan, New Jersey would be eviscerated. Like it would just like there will be an accident somewhere. I don't know. The U.S. military would probably be like, boop, done. And I'm like, and in Israel, like I felt such a sense of family, community, of like when I first went there and I was doing Masa and I had my A2 visa and I was volunteering back and forth between army bases, like I subletted an apartment in Tel Aviv that I was never in. The only condition was I had to take care of a cat. The owner of the apartment like was like, you can rent the apartment, but you have to take care of the cat. The
Okay.
cat, he's like, I care more about the cat than I care about you. I was like, valid. I'm like, I
Fair.
know you don't know me, but
Fair.
for Shabbat, like I met Yael, like through Swords of Iron, and
She's the best.
she would invite me to her home for Shabbat dinners, and we would have like the most amazing Shabbat dinners ever. Strangers in my synagogue and my shul, my Chabad, like would literally like be like, come to my house, like you're never alone. And I'm like, you don't even know me.
Yes. But that's what Israel is like. Israel is a community. Israel is a home. When you're in Israel, especially as a
Yeah, Olim.
you especially as the Olim community in Israel.
Yes,
Let's say
yes.
the Olim community in Israel is a family. We are all here away from where we grew up. Where a lot of us are here without actual family, and so we become each other's family. And in general, Israel's community, it's not individualistic like the states.
Yeah, no,
Everybody looks out for one another.
yes.
Listen, I'm not going to say Israel's the easiest country to live in, and you will have people honk at you and yell at you and all kinds of things,
No,
but
that's fine.
not
I'm so
person.
used. I'm so used to it. Like everyone's like, oh, they're rude or they're loud or they're very outspoken or they talk a lot, and I'm like, Yeah, but they mean well. Like once you get past like the initial like kind of culture shock in a weird way, you're like they're really cool and they will literally fight for you. Like if someone like tries to like
They will give you
pop
the
off
shirt
on
off
you,
their back.
yes,
Israelis will literally give you the shirt off their back. And for those who also don't know Yael, Yael is the mother of all volunteers.
yes,
She's been with us since day one on the Facebook page, really like a founding member, has been such a big part of Sword of Iron. And she invites volunteers to her house for Shabbat dinner. She opens
yes.
her home up to strangers and cooks for them almost every single week. And she's such a ray of sunshine. She brings so
And
much
her
to the
and
community.
her husband and her son are
Mhm.
like such stellar people.
Amazing.
Another fun, I guess, tidbit story. When I first was in Israel, like for like my A2 visa doing Masa, it was Sukkot. And U.S. Sukkot is very different from Israeli Sukkot.
Hagim in Israel is different than US Hagim in general, okay?
And there was this family that like they lived in Netanya, and they're like, "You're not going to be alone in a studio apartment in Tel Aviv by yourself." Because I didn't really understand like I always understood like Jewish holidays like from an American standpoint, not like from an Israeli standpoint. And then they're like, "You're gonna come to Netanya and like be with us in our sukkah and like we're gonna eat, we're gonna drink, you're gonna be with us for 12 days." And I'm like, okay, that's amazing. Do I need to like bring anything? They're like, no, everything's already planned. We already built the sukkah. We already have all the family members coming. I'm like, and I've never been to Netanya. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but they literally adopted me. Like I was like their like 14th child or something. I don't know. But
I know. That's what Israel's like. Those are the people of
Israel
Israel.
is amazing. It's my heart and soul. And I guess going back to you, like Dallas, climbing on roofs and hail, right? You mentioned,
Hail damage. I know how to
yeah.
find hail damage. If anybody needs to know if it's hail damage on the roof, send me a picture. I can. Yeah, yeah. Selling roofs, checking for hail
Yeah,
damage.
no, and I'm so proud of everything that you've done. And from day one, I've just been amazed by your
Thank you.
excellence. And you won a really massive award, right? Like a Z.
Z3, yeah. It was such an honor. Somebody
That's
nominated me for
amazing.
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was the kind of thing that somebody sent me and she was like, I'm submitting you for it. I was like, okay, great. Thank you so much. And then I understood like really what it was. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it was a community award. Really like the community needed to vote to
Oh,
get
I
me.
think I voted. I created multiple emails and I
Neil, you
voted.
can't say that online. Thank you.
Well,
You're the best. You're the
why can't I
best.
say that online? It's not like.
I guess it's over. It's been almost a year now. Yeah, like this is what happens when you create the things that you wish existed. When you see what's needed in the world and you decide
Yes.
to try and fix it.
So I guess to wrap this up a little bit, what would you say to future female entrepreneurs that want to follow in your footsteps or want to what advice would you give them?
First of all, in general, for people, I'm a huge proponent and huge advocate for people chasing their dreams in life. Chase every dream that you have in this world because what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? And then remind yourself every day of why you're doing what you're doing. There are days that are very challenging. Not just challenging because of the work, but challenging because as an entrepreneur, you're constantly needing to work on yourself. You're constantly being challenged in new ways that aren't so comfortable. And you need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And
True.
you need to understand that what you're building is not necessarily for you, but it's for the outcome of what you want. So, Sword of Iron is not, I'm not building Sword of Iron for Yochavad. I'm building Sword of Iron for the state of Israel and the Jewish people around the world and those who support us. I'm building Sword of Iron for the impact it can have. And when you're driven by your why and you're driven by your purpose every single day, it allows you to be able to withstand hardship so much more, truly.
Good.
So, you need to just keep pushing. You need to just, there are days when I would be lying if I said there were days that I didn't question my entire life and existence and say, what am I doing? And then and then I log onto the Facebook group and I see the comments and I see the posts, and it reminds me every single time, oh, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Oh, this is why I go through the hardship that I go through, and this is why I'm pushing myself as much as I am, because I have a responsibility to the work and the people that support us. And I think as an entrepreneur, it's really important that you get very clear about your why, you get very clear about your purpose and your goal and what you actually want to create. And then you force your will into the world and you don't take no for an answer. And that doesn't mean that things don't work and you don't change along the way,
Oh,
but
I
it means,
mean, you learn. I believe you. I have my own company, and it's been like a trial by error. No one ever
yeah,
taught me like how to do things.
yeah,
I just had to fail a lot of times, and then just get back up, and then just okay, try again, and try it a different way, and do
exactly.
something else. But you learn every failure or fails are not bad things. They're not. They're learning things.
The more you
And
fail, the more you learn.
yes.
The more you fail, the more you learn. And I always ask everybody for their opinion. Like, I love getting advice. I love hearing different thoughts. And one of the biggest things that I've learned along the way is that everybody has their own way of doing things.
Yeah.
Everybody does. And so you take what people say and you take their advice and you see how they do it, and then you apply it to your own style.
Yeah. And you went from climbing on roofs in Dallas, Texas, and created one of the most fabulous organizations. I don't want to like gas you up too much, but I'm very proud of you and I'm
Thank
very
you, Nicole.
happy of your success. And I only expect like more amazing things to come.
Thank
Everyone
you.
should sign up to Swords of
Yes,
Iron. You don't have to be in Israel to volunteer. There are
correct.
US opportunities as well. And it's also not just donating money. There's so many different ways that you can interact with the community and stand up, like,
Take action, do something. We all have
yeah,
a responsibility to fight for our future generations.
yes.
And what is going on in the world right now, it is our responsibility. And unless we want things to continue going downhill, we all need to learn how to fight, how to stand up, and how to say the hard thing and do what's right for future generations to come.
I agree. And I await to hear more amazing things from you and from Swords of Iron. I know
Yeah.
it's expanding into separate countries now and so on. But that can be like a future thing.
Yeah.
I don't need to
Oh, it's
spoil everything.
okay. It's okay. We have a lot of really exciting things coming out. We have a podcast now. We're getting ready to launch a scholarship. A lot of really, really exciting things. Mentorship program to help people plan their trips, all kinds of things. So stay tuned. We've got a lot of things on the
There
horizon.
you
We're
go.
super excited.
And tune in, subscribe, like, share, and get involved.
Get
You don't have
involved.
to, and also you don't have to be Jewish to be involved. Just to let you know.
No, absolutely not. We love everyone who loves us.
Yes. Well,
Thank
thank you
you
for your
so much
time.
for
Of
having
course.
me.
No, of course. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Of course.